Kilmar Abrego Garcia's story is a warning about what happens when the executive branch weaponizes justice to clean up its own mess. That's the topic of this week's edition of The Unpopulists' Executive Watch Abuse of the Week. Earlier this year, Abrego Garcia, a Maryland father, was deported to El Salvador by the Trump administration. An ICE official admitted it was due to an administrative error. For months, Trump and his aides claimed they were powerless to bring him back from Salvadoran custody. Then Trump said he could, but would only do so if Abrego Garcia were the innocent, wonderful gentleman the media claim he is. Which is like the whole point. Abrego Garcia was never given the opportunity to prove his innocence. Even after a showdown with the federal judiciary and a Supreme Court ruling, the administration only brought Abrego Garcia back to slap him with criminal charges the moment he stepped back on U.S. soil. Abrego Garcia now faces federal charges in Tennessee related to alleged human trafficking. The indictment portrays him as a player in a grand conspiracy to transport hundreds of undocumented immigrants across the country, many of them, prosecutors claim, tied to MS-13. But let's be clear. Whether or not these allegations hold up in court, they do not excuse what the Trump administration did. Because what this situation proves, beyond the spin, deflections, and posturing, is that the executive branch could have returned Abrego Garcia at any time. They just didn't want to, until they saw an opportunity to retroactively justify his removal. And let's not forget, this is the same administration that repeatedly smeared Abrego Garcia as a gang member with no credible evidence, and cast him as a public menace long before any indictment existed. In doing so, they poisoned the well, and tried to frame basic civil rights as dangerous indulgences. Why believe these charges now, when their narrative has shifted to fit whatever story they need at the moment? Even within the Justice Department, there were signs of discomfort. The chief of the criminal division in the U.S. Attorney's Office in Nashville, reportedly citing concerns of the charges' political nature, resigned the same week the charges were filed. It's clear that this is less about securing justice and more about manufacturing justification. When the administration got caught violating a court order, their solution wasn't to respect the law, it was to turn their victim into a defendant. As his lawyer said, due process means the chance to defend yourself before you're punished, not after. That's your Executive Watch Abuse of the Week. To stay up to date with every abuse tracked by the project, subscribe for free at theunpopulist.net.